have opportunities to get to know foundations who support Lawrence pretty significantly, and we don't do a scattershot approach to foundations. We get to know them, and we find foundations that are interested in early literacy, they're interested in learning differences. We invite them out to the school. We want them to meet our students. We want them to get to know our leadership team. And over the years, we get to know their priorities, and we find the right fit with our priorities. And we've built some wonderful relationships with foundations over the years. So in building relationships with funders, one of the most important pieces is being honest about who we are and what our challenges are, what we're good at and what we're challenged with. So there is a foundation that we have a great relationship with. But about 8-10 years ago, they had some really hard questions for us. And we heard their questions, and we listened, and we started a dialogue with them about what we were doing really well, and frankly, where we had a challenge. So for example, we went to them and said, we understand early literacy. We have data that shows that children who come to Lawrence School, they learn to read. We know that. However, our data is suggesting that our math curriculum needs some improvement. And we know this. We don't have the answer. We know there's not an easy answer. Would you partner with us to help solve this problem? And they said, sure, we'll do that. So they gave us a grant. We created a working group. We traveled around the country and looked at other programs. We started doing our homework. We came back to them and said, we've learned a lot. We've got some ideas. Would you help us implement them? And they said, yeah, we want you to do that. We did that successfully. Then we went back to them and said, okay, now we've brought in professionals. We've done professional development. Our staff and our teachers are so excited about this. But we need someone on staff. We need to train the trainer. We don't want to always bring in a professional. Would you give us the funds so we can train the trainer on each campus? So we become the professional. And they said, absolutely, what a great use of our resources at Lawrence School. And then we can show them the data of how our math program has improved. 8 years later, they called me just about a month ago and said, for one, we're granting you another grant. And two, we're wondering if we can have our board meeting at Lawrence School next fall and invite our board to learn about what a successful partnership we've had and the impact our foundation has had on your program. And that's an example of a really successful relationship with the foundation. And it's been extremely rewarding on both sides.